Hawker 850XPI. Questions. Emergency checklist. Engine fire in flight. First memory item.
Thrust lever affected engine. Close.
Generator limits.
300 amps.
Engine fire continue illuminated. After how long time should use shot 2?
30 seconds.
Which condition to use fire extinguisher second shot?
Generated power or external power must be in use.
Emergency squawk code.
7700.
During a final approach with landing gear lowered and flaps 45, an engine flame out occurs. The landing is not assured. How to retract flaps to 25?
Flaps override select.
In the prior case, after retract the flaps to 25, what should be the indicated speed?
VREF plus 20 indicated airspeed.
After oil low pressure light, when should the HP cock closed?
If the oil pressure is below 25 psi.
Main action in case of double engine failure.
Engine ignition 1 and 2 on.
Types of relights when below 30,000 feet.
Windmill relight. And starter assisted.
First memory item in case of inadvertent thrust reverser deployment.
HP cock affected engine. Close.
Speed to fly with reverser deployed.
150 knots.
Single engine flight, power must be increased. Below which altitude the main air valve have to be closed?
12,000 feet.
Which flight condition with one engine inoperative, the main air valve should be set in low pressure on, or LP on?
Descending and icing conditions.
Cabin altitude to the masks be deployed during depressurization.
12,500 feet.
Cabin altitude to perform an emergency descent during a rapid depressurization.
15,000 feet.
Squawk code during emergency descent.
7700.
The emergency descent must be performed until the cabin stabilized below which altitude?
15,000 feet.
The highest recommended cabin altitude for sustained flight is?
25,000 feet.
Which cabin altitude can be maintained at 40,000 feet with flight deck valve open and number 2 engine at maximum?
9,000 feet.
In the prior case, below which altitude can be the flight deck valve closed?
15,000 feet.
Rear bay overheat.
Main air valves 1 and 2. Close. Flight deck valve. Open fully.
High pressure air 1 overheat.
Main air valve affected engine. Close. Flight deck valve. Close.
Both generators fail. Which display will turn off?
Co-pilot.
Time pressing the switch in the close position to reset the generator.
For 5 seconds.
How many reset attempting can be done in a generator?
Only 1.
Maximum battery time in case of both generator fail.
30 minutes.
In the event of fire or smoke in the cabin, how long does it take for the effects to cease?
2 minutes.
What should not be used during a landing without landing gear?
Lift dump and thrust reversers.
What must be done during the touchdown without landing gear?
Close the HP cocks.
Which system will be inoperative during a landing with brake failure and the brake lever in the emergency position?
Anti-skid.
Autopilot decouple will sound a horn which can be cancelled by pressing for 1 second 3 modes.
Autopilot switch. Go around button. Control wheel trim switch. This is the end of questions. Emergency checklist.